Hey guys, so this video is how to make money as a financial coach. Now, many of us started our financial coaching journey so that we can create an impact in the world, right? Like I wanted to be able to help people. Like I was seeing, I have an accounting firm as my main business, but I was seeing some of my clients were really having to like close down their businesses because their lifestyle caused them to implode, right? They were running low on funds. They were mismanaging the money that was coming in from their clients, and it was just a mess for them. So a number of my first accounting clients ended up going out of business, and not because their businesses were not good, but because literally their personal finances were not in a place that could support them and support their business. So it was one of those kind of like eye-opening things where I thought that everyone who started a business just had everything all figured out, and that I didn't realize until much later, after I started my business, that they say about 2/3 of the United States, that's about 60% of the United States, people either live paycheck to paycheck or do not have about $1,200 or more inside of their bank account to afford any kind of emergency. Now, I don't know about you, but that is an alarming thing, right? Because sometimes in life, when you don't have an emergency fund, emergencies kind of tend to come up, right? And life kind of happens to all of us, so we have to be prepared as much as possible. So, long story short, even though we're trying to make impact in the world and we're trying to help people out as much as possible, if we don't make money as financial coaches, we're going to be out of business as well, right? Some people, maybe you have a full-time job while you're starting your business, and in some cases you maybe are doing this full-time from the start, right? Ideally, if you are starting this business, you should have some sort of part-time job, if I'm being completely honest with you, because most people, it's very hard for you to, do discovery calls, come across as confident, and feel laid back energy wise when you're talking to potential clients if you have income coming in, versus if you have no money coming in, you need every person to get on the phone with you to pay you money, and you're just feeling stressed out. You're gonna have a much harder time getting people to want to work with you. Remember, as financial coaches, you don't necessarily have to have everything figured out, but you have to kind of have a relaxed energy, a laid back energy as far as the stress level in your life, because people are looking for a leader, they're looking for someone who can kind of pick them up from their chaos and help them go towards financially being in peace, right? So you have to kind of exude that energy. Now, if you have things, in a good financial standing already, it's much easier to kind of get clients. But in the beginning, we have to make sure that our energy is as pure as possible. So it starts with being able to make money. So first things first, okay, you need to be able to start building your online presence and your in-person presence. Now, when it comes to in-person, I actually like to cheat a little bit. So when I say cheat, I use the internet to go and actually reach out to potential referral partners inside of my local area, right? Because one thing that I used to do when I first got started was go to networking events. And there's nothing wrong with networking events. It's just the time commitment when you're working a full-time job is not the most conducive to having a really good regular 9-to-5 job, right? Because it's during the middle of the day at 11 o'clock, or you have to drive an hour, or you have to spend 2 hours at the event, or you go to an event and no one's actually there that can actually help you, and it's just very randomized in a lot of cases, right? So I went to about 2 or 3 of those, didn't really like them very much, and plus I didn't really like sitting around having to do that thing in the opening where it's what do you do, explain what you do. I'm bro, every single time, man. It's kind of like the Alcoholics Anonymous thing, right? They always say the same exact thing when they stand up, hey, blah, 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 blah. I don't know the full thing. I've never been to AA, but, seen it in movies. So what I do is I actually go and I utilize the internet to be able to research who is the best type of referral partner for the type of clientele that I'm looking for. From there, And like inside of our mentorship program for financial coaches, we basically show you how to do this process, right? Of like how to identify who is the best referral partner for you, because not every single referral partner talks to the same type of clientele, right? And as you know, not all financial coaches serve the same people, so you need something that's like more customized to what particular kind of clients are you going after, number one. And then number two, really knowing what to say when you're on those calls, right? Like, how do you present your value? How do you talk about yourself? How do you train them to talk to their clients to when they send to you, like the client knows what to do, right? For example, if you say like don't tell your referral partner to say like you're a budgeting expert. Even if you do budgeting, it's a lot of people have like really been turned off to the word budgeting, right? So if your referral partner is running around telling all their clients, hey, go speak to Melissa. Melissa's a budgeting expert. Like, ooh, I don't like budgets. And they're never going to talk to you. That partner just basically sabotaged you to all their clients, right? So you have to be able to train them on like, how do they actually refer to you and refer clients, to you as well. And then also, how do you stay and like follow up with them? Like some of these referral partners don't send you leads for 3 months. Some of them don't send you leads for 6 months. How do you still keep engaged with them so they don't forget who you are, right? So we also give you those kind of scripts as well so you know exactly what to say. But once you have that, the in-person, like this augmented in-person referral force, right? This is really the wild card is what I would probably consider it. Right, I've had students in our mentorship program get 6 figures from 2 to 3 referral partners, right? I also had some people they maybe get like 2 or 3 clients from referral partners, right? So it's really, really kind of it works and it's efficient, but some people just get 100x the results of other people, right? So while you're kind of building this network, and this network is actually meant to take you for the long term, because think about it, let's say that you get each referral partner refers you 5 clients, right? Okay, cool. So let's say in order for you to make 6 figures, if you're selling your package at, let's say just hypothetically, $3,500, you're going to need about 31 clients to do so. So that means all you need is 6 referral partners to send you 5 clients, right? Over the course of 1 year. Not that many, if you can structure this stuff correctly. But then the cool thing is that oftentimes if they refer a client to you and that client gets a really good result, they might refer more. And every single year, if you're getting the right referral partners, as they're coming into contact with more people, you can have the same 6 referral partners give you 6 figures every single year. So long term, you don't really have to do that much marketing or that much sales outside of that, So it's meant to be like a bigger and longer. But until you find those 6 that are going to refer you the 5 clients each, you might want to have an internet-based marketing presence going at the same time, right? Because the internet-based marketing presence, you can turn that up and you can turn it down when you need to, when you want to, right? So, because again, like sometimes with the referral partners, you're going to get the one referral partner fill you up completely. But what happens if you don't? What happens if you get like a regular referral partner that gives you 1 or 2 clients a year? Well, you need to be able to have something like, for example, I recommend all beginners learn how to use Facebook to go and get in front of clients who can pay you between $3,000 to $5,000 on average for your service package offering. Now, if you don't have a package or you've never been able to charge $3,000, never been able to charge $5,000, I can teach you how to do that inside of our program, right? We do have YouTube videos on this channel about how to price your service and how to package things, but just in case you want like further guidance, like one-on-one guidance, I'm here for you inside of our program, okay? But even if you don't know how to do that right now and like price $5,000, just kind of like, put that aside in your mind and just imagine like you already had something for $5,000, okay? So first things first, you need to know how to use social media. So the way that I like to think about social media is in terms of lists of people. So all internet marketing is developing a list of people at varying levels of warmth and decision-making timeframes. That's it. So when I say different levels of warmth, some people know they need a financial coach right now. Some people have researched different financial coaches, but they don't know who to go with. Some people have never even heard of a financial coach, right? So someone who's never heard of a financial coach is going to take a little bit longer or needs to see more from you than someone that's been researching 5 to 10 different financial coaches, but just didn't have a good personality mix with the other ones, right? So you have to be able to get a large enough list of these different people so that the conversion time frame, conversion just means like when they sign up from you, all these conversion windows line up. So one person that maybe has been following you for one day, some of them might want to buy, and then some people that have been watching you for 2 months might want to buy. So if I can get them all within like 30 days to want to work with me, I can get enough clients to really hit my numbers, right? Because remember, you only really need about 31 clients in a year, assuming that like the lowest average price point you do is about $3,500, right? Which that might sound like a lot. It's only about 3 a month, 2.5, 3 a month. So it's not that many actually. It's just, you just gotta get good. And like, if I know if you're probably watching this, you're probably like, Bryce, I've never even gotten a client, been in business for 6 months. I understand, but like once you find out how to do it and like once it works for you, you never really have to kind of like think about it again. So, I know it's a little discouraging if you haven't gotten a client yet and you just, you've been trying your hardest, but just stick in there a little bit longer. You're gonna get a first client. Now, the second thing is about the warmth level, right? So sometimes you have people that are serious about fixing their financial situation. Other times you have people that are not serious about it, right? So your job is to learn how to filter out the people who are not serious as fast as possible so that you do not spend your energy or your mental kind of confusion on why these people are not buying. Okay, there's nothing more annoying than thinking someone's serious about fixing a situation, but they're not. Because then, you're going to try really hard in the consultation calls. You're going to reach out to them. Hey, are you finally ready to get started? Hey, I know you said to go talk to your spouse. Are you ready to get started? What did your spouse say? I know you had to think about it. And it's just like, they keep giving excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And that's frustrating, So you never really want to like spend your time with people like that. And there's different ways you can kind of like see that and just kind of like figure it out. In a lot of cases, it kind of comes down to having a good either message script that gets them to tell you that they're not interested, or what you can do instead is you could message and invite every single person to a discovery call that kind of matches your initial messaging questions, and then have a form they have to fill out that basically ask them questions that probes how serious they are. For me, I actually chose to do the latter because I used to just invite everyone to a call, and a lot of those calls would be so difficult. But nowadays what I do is, and I've been doing this like probably the last 5 years, probably about the last 5 years, I have a 4-question form that I make people fill out in order to get on the phone with me, right? And one of the questions is about like, their willingness and ability to invest in coaching. So for me, I actually like to combine the two. Like, what is your willingness and ability? Versus some people will say like, how willing are you to invest in coaching? Right? Yes, no, maybe so, or not interested at all. And then you could have one where it's like, well, what's your ability? Like, oh, I'm so deep in debt I can't afford anything, or I have pretty good cash flow, or I have the financial access to it, blah, blah, blah. I can give you like the specific form questions. I think we might actually make a video on that, like how to make a good form. Maybe if you want me to make a video on how to make a good qualification form for your discovery calls, put qualification form down in the chat. Cool. At the point of me filming this video, this channel is a little bit newer, so I am trying to like figure out like what do you like watching, what would be more helpful for you, because I sat down the other day to make a simple video on marketing, and that thing was about 2 hours long by the end of it, and I hadn't even really gone through like 90% of the stuff I know. It was crazy. I was like, oh man, I know a lot about this stuff, but I want to still make this channel so that it's not overwhelming for you. Right? So kind of back to what we're talking about. So the qualification of like knowing who is there. Once you have that, your job on a daily basis is how do I get more people on my list? Then how do I get them to know me just a little bit better today than what they did yesterday? Now, getting to know you is a combination of 3 main things, right? Your story of who like you are, how you help, why they should choose you. Number 2 is you actually showing your expertise and displaying your expertise. Now, there was this online like marketer back in the 90s, and he was, kind of the godfather of online marketing is what they kind of say. He was kind of in the cusp. He didn't really do a lot online, but he kind of influenced a lot of people. And he used to say like, How do you know that a magician is magic? Because they do the tricks right in front of you. They make the rabbit appear out of the hat, or they pick the right card out of 52, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this person knows what they're doing, right? They're displaying their power. If you can't see the magic trick, you don't know their magic. They're just some random person with a cape, right? So in our online space, we display our power by sharing the information that we have with potential clients. That's really it, right? So the more that you can do this on a daily basis, don't be afraid of like giving away too much information. It's okay. The people that are gonna buy from you, like they know that they are not in a position to be able to solve this on their own, right? Some people, they might have a little bit of hubris or something and be like, I can do this on my own. But it's actually not a bad thing if they try to on their own, they feel like they can't. Even if you give them 100% of the information, 90% of people, like, they don't buy your coaching because of the information inside of it. They buy it for what happens when they try a piece of information and it doesn't work correctly. Number one. So I'll give you an example. Sometimes when you're doing a consultation call for your financial coaching, you could have the perfect script, all the rebuttals, everything, but a person says something or a person doesn't buy. So what I would do as your coach, your business coach, right, is I would say, okay, so here's where you messed up in the discovery call. Or I'd say, okay, here's how we'd objection handle. Or I'd say, here's how we prevent that objection from happening. Or I would say, that person just wasn't a buyer, right? Like, that does happen sometimes. Sometimes you just get a bum on the phone that just snuck through your defenses, you know? But it's the insight into how to fix a partially correct situation and make sure you have the best results as possible. That's why someone's going to hire a coach. Another reason why people will hire a coach because they just want someone to talk to, right? Almost like a counselor or therapist, right? They want to be able to complain about their finances in a very safe space without someone judging them or trying to give them like a bunch of solutions in the moment, right? Some people just want to vent sometimes, right? And there's time for that. Another reason why someone might hire you outside of just the information you provide is because they might need accountability. I'll give you an example. For me, I had a fitness coach, right? So right now, I'm actually going and I'm about to try to lose a good amount of weight. I'm thinking about 15, 30 pounds maybe. Or dream would be 60 pounds. Probably not 60, probably 50, probably 40. I don't know exactly why, but the math the other day was like 60, and I was like, oh shoot, I just thought about 11. Like, I don't actually have that much weight to lose, you know? It just sounds cool in my head, but really about 15 to 30 pounds is kind of my goal. And when I first was losing a lot of weight, back right before COVID, I had hired a coach, and really it wasn't that I didn't know a lot of exercise to do. It was more of like I actually was doing the exercise fully, because this person would be like looking over my shoulder, number one, virtually looking over my shoulder. He wasn't actually in person. But number two, he would be actually checking my food logs every day. So I would log down exactly what I ate, and like I knew someone was gonna be checking it, so I did the right things. I didn't like go out to eat at like restaurants, or I didn't, like eat ice cream and stuff for a week. And it wasn't necessarily new information or new exercises. It was just the fact that I had someone who I was basically not wanting to let down, because this person is giving their time towards me getting an outcome that I'm wanting, right? So those are reasons why you can start like sharing whatever you want on the internet and not having to worry about like people taking information and doing it themselves and not getting paid for it, you know? Another thing that you can do with your content is you can take people along like your life, right? I really love doing stuff like that, because then you don't really feel like you have to make content. Like for example, sometimes I have another YouTube channel for accountants and bookkeepers, because that's like my main business model. And I'll just do videos where maybe I watched a movie and I'll talk about something I learned from that movie, like some kind of lesson or whatever, or a quote that I saw online, or someone cutting me off in traffic or something. And I'll just talk about that and relay it to like, accounting or bookkeeping. Something that they're interested in, but it's something cool that an experience that I had, and I can relay the two together. And it never really feels like I have to struggle to make videos, right? And I can just do that over and over and over again. So all I have to focus on is, am I getting new people into my audience? And then am I having content, written or video content, that gets someone to know me just a little bit more every single day? And then you just keep doing that over and over again. And then you literally, there's no way you can't hit 6 figures. Cool. Hopefully you learned something new. And again, like, if you want some help, click the link inside the description below the video, and book a call for myself. Let's book a discovery call. Let's see if I can help you inside of our program. Okay, I can't help out everybody. I'm very, very clear about that, right? There are just some cases where there's just different things happen. So if you want to see, maybe you watch these videos, you're like, wow, this guy knows a lot. Check to see if I can help you. If you're watching this video and I'm teaching you stuff I don't even know you exist, imagine how much more I could teach you if I knew your specific situation, and I can customize all the advice to you so you can go reach your goals as short of time as possible. Okay? Either way, click the link. I'll see you on the call. I'd love to see if I can help you out. We can talk about the different program options that are available for you, okay? Talk to you soon. Have a good one.